In this excerpt from Office Hours, one of our members is asking me about sharing their testimony. I talk a lot about how in our online guru culture, people are sharing all these testimonies as blueprints, but these blueprints can actually cause people to go into a ditch and not be successful in what God's called them to do. So under this backdrop, they're asking the question, well, is it okay for me to share my testimony? Take a listen to my response to this. People will share their testimony, especially in a business sense, as if you just did what I did, then you get these exact same results, right? So they're kind of using their personal testimony as a way to show people how they can be successful as well, right? Now, your personal testimony is personal to you. It can be an encouragement to somebody, but if somebody starts to use your testimony as a blueprint, they could get in a ditch. Right. You know, it's like the story I tell a lot of times, like God told one guy to give his car away and he gave his car away. And then the next week he got a brand new car. Then all of a sudden everybody started giving their car away and nobody else got a brand new car. Everybody was just taking the bus. Right. So it's like they were looking at somebody else's testimony as this is how I can make it work for myself. Right. Now, when you're trying to encourage people and you're sharing your testimony and sharing how God's encouraged you, that's for encouragement. That's not you trying to say this is how it's going to work for you. So when you're trying to offer encouragement, it's really good to share the personal stories of how God showed up for you as a way of encouragement, you know, because the Bible does say we do overcome by the word of our testimony. Right. So testimonies are encouraging, but testimony should not be directional, right? If that makes sense, right? So like when I tell my story of how me and April met, that's just a actual testimony, right? That doesn't mean it's going to happen like that for you. So just because God gave me a word that way and gave April a word this way, that's just me sharing testimony, not me saying this is how it's going to work for you. And what I found in church, a lot of times, especially when married people share their testimonies of marriage, a lot of people start taking those testimonies and say, okay, this is how God's going to show it for me. This is how He's going to do it for me. There's no guarantee it's going to look that way. You know, everybody has a kind of unique flow and unique kind of calling. You sharing how God has showed up for you is like perfectly fine because you're not trying to say this is directional. But what you can show people is your trust in God, your faith and stand on His word. That's going to be a blessing to people. Hey guys, I pray that this excerpt from Office Hours was a blessing to you. If you would like to attend live, go to churchforentrepreneurs.com, click on the calendar link and RSVP for our next Office Hours. If you'd like to partner with CFE, go to churchforentrepreneurs.com/partner. And don't forget, tell a friend about this podcast and also tell a friend about Church for Entrepreneurs. You guys be blessed and I'll talk to you soon.